It would be kind of cool to have like an extra thumb. Like, I don't know why it would be, but like having an extra thumb on the other side of your hand would be kind of neat. It like balances it out. It makes it more symmetrical. I don't know how you'd use that or what benefit it would have, but still something cool. Welcome back to the series. This is episode 9 of Heavenly Delusion. If you have not watched the other 8 episodes or watched the series yourself, I highly recommend doing that before watching this video. With that being said, I want to jump right on in. So this episode was actually quite interesting to me. Not as good as episode 8 or like the first 2 episodes, but nonetheless, still a good episode to begin with, because there's so many other questions, and this has been my biggest gripe with the series thus far, and it has remained that way because it gives me so many questions, which is great. It's fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, are these questions ever going to be answered? Would they ever be answered? Or am I just never going to know the answers to any of these things? Because like when he wakes up, it goes into like the camera. It's like there's nobody else there, but it seems like there is. But it's just like, how does this person do this? Oh no, power outage. Oh no, everything's going wrong. Oh no, what's going to happen? Oh no, where are things going? And it's just like, I know what I'm here now for. And it's just like, well, what are you actually here for? And it's just like, well, I have to do this in order to go to the place that I need to go to. And it's just like, how does that make any sense? It's just like, I don't know. But somehow like the alien creature thing does know, because there's a part at the beginning where this is something I highly recommend you do as well too, is like, don't ask me everything, imagine for yourself and focus on what comes to mind. Look at it closely. So it's about closing your eyes and then thinking in your mind's eye of what it is that you want. I do this all the time with what I've been able to do, like with the YouTube channel, with what I've been able to do with like my friends, with my encounters, with my sales, with my income, with everything. Like I imagine in my eyes first, in my mind's eye, and then all of a sudden it starts to manifest on the outside. So it's just like, whatever it is, it might be something you think you saw out of the corner of your eye or an optical illusion, but let it fill your senses. Follow it. Follows it. And then all of a sudden, I was trying to play this back so many times to see what like ray of light that he ended up seeing, because like there's this scene where it's just like, and I didn't see anything with the amount of times that I did play it back. Like I don't see any ray of light being shot through at this point in time, but like this leg, what would that be? The left leg that goes up right here. And then it's just like, did you see something? And it's just like, it's sort of light. And then it's just like all of a sudden on the left leg right here, it gets cut. So I believe that like this little lady, man, I don't know, dude. The characters in this anime are so like, I don't know, dude. I really don't. It confuses me. It's just like, it just confuses me. And they come in and it's just like, oh no, there's blood. And it's just like, what happened? And it's just like, get a teacher. And it's just like, no, it's okay. We don't need to. It's a deep cut. So maybe he was the one that did the sort of light. Just like, I'll heal this for you. Heals it for you. Which it would be kind of cool to have like an extra thumb. Like, I don't know why it would be, but like having an extra thumb on the other side of your hand would be kind of neat. It like balances it out. It makes it more symmetrical. I don't know how you'd use that or what benefit it would have, but still something cool to be able to have. And it's like, well, thank you. And that's why it's just like when she looks back, it's like, oh, okay. Like she knew that he does have the power as well too. And I think that that's the moment where she knew of like what she actually had to do, because for him to be able to gain his strength and his imagination, that's why it's like, now I understand why I was born, because he was able to do the thing that she told him to do through the imagination. He ends up following her out, noticing, trying to jump, save her. She's like, nope, that doesn't work. I don't know why she ended up, offing herself, but that was just the thing. And then he just starts doing all these different drawings. There's the whales. I still don't know if we ever get to see the whales, but you get to see the whales in this room right here. It's not this photo. It's like right over here, I believe. But I didn't even see this on my first watch through, about how like there's this uniform and it's like whoever killed is coming to take Tokyo away next. Children are the nursery, yada, yada, yada. They're in the pool. They're a group of 14-year-olds. And this is where I get a little confused, because it's just like, oh, like Tokyo, could it be? See, I don't know why like she questioned that. Like, does she know something about Tokyo? Does she not? Dude, there's just, this anime is good, but it's also so many freaking questions that I don't have answers to, and it frustrates me to no end, because I'm like, it's great, and I was hoping like the next episode would give me answers, but it's like, nope, here's just more questions, and I was like, bro. Yeah. So then they hold this bird looking pen. It's like, was holding this because they talked about that, same as on the gun thing she has. Just like, they're just gonna keep going. Earthquake, oh no, what ends up happening? They run into this dude, which this dude becomes important in the next story. So it's just like, sorry for taking up your time. Please excuse me. I've had some anxiety on my health recently too, yada, yada, yada. It's like, okay, I won't. Don't worry about it. She's like you're talking about, so it's just like right here. It's just like you're always looking at something up there. It's just like, and you're always looking at me. Of course, I'm always looking at you, baby girl. That's what I do. Is it in the ceiling? Is something floating in front of the ceiling? It's just like dust. If you're talking about specks of light floating about, there's particles in your eyes. And this is where I say like our eyes have, the only way for our brains to interpret anything is through our senses and through our eyes. So like nothing is really real until like you decide to realize that it's real. I've talked about that in other videos. Not going to talk about it here. Always let's go. Class is about to start. And it's just like, I see, I'm the only one who can see it. So like there's the alien creature thing that like ended up killing itself. She's like, okay, well, really, guess no one else can see that. And that's because she has very good intuition. They figure out where he's at. He ends up going down. Like homeboy wants the rifle gun thing that she has. And he ends up wasting his time, like doing all these different things. There's a meteor that ends up coming down. But there's this flying. Oh, look at that. Many people witness mysterious flying floating in the sky. That must be the alien creature thing that we see at the beginning as well too, like with the wings. I thought it was from the drawing, but maybe it's a bit of both because like there's the wings that end up coming up, and like if you look at it here, like that's where the wings are on this thing right there. Then you have like the fish thing as well too that we saw. We have the other bird creature thing that they killed in the first like 2 episodes or so, and then the fish thing. And then they go through another story with him talking about all these different scenarios, which we're going to touch on in the next one, like around him having a child and wanting to have the child still. And then it's just like, oh, nope, he was actually just scamming us. But it's like, no, he wasn't. Like, he ends up coming back a little bit later after they end up coming back. I think that's actually in the next episode, so I do apologize for that. But they end up seeing, like, these drawings on this paper in the background. I don't know what the drawings are. Maybe just some, like, calligraphy type of thing. They find the logo. They realize that nobody's actually here. But at least it gets them a little bit closer to the goal that they have in mind. And it's just one thing after another, where it's just like, I even got a eerie feeling in this as well too. So it's just like another weird bird mark thing. If you guys know what these birds are, like, let me know. You can spoil it for me. If you do spoil it, at least do add spoilers in for other people, just so that they do know whether or not to read that comment or not. I don't mind, because I have a feeling that you probably have read the manga. You have more insight into what this is, and I would love to be able to have and hear your experience with this. If you do know that, so like, just let me know. I love hearing about these things. So it's like, but just look, it's version of one of the others, and it's just like feeling this place. But I get a feeling this place isn't the one we've been searching for. It's like, no, clearly not. Like, it's all damaged and destroyed. So it's just like they end up going to this other place, thinking about where they need to go, and it's just like, look at all these other 18 branches, so they have 18 other places to go to. And it's just like, no, this is the thing. Seems like that's okay. Should we stay here tonight? It's like, no, let's find somewhere else. This place gives me the shivers. And even when I was watching it, too, like, I was getting a little off-put, like, with that place. But then it goes back to this little place where they talk about the story. I don't know if his story is the same story as, like, this story that they go to. Like, it seems like it is, but, like, it seems like the women are a little bit different. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. And that's why I ask you for your guys' help in the manga that have read farther than, like, the anime is. But with that being said, like, it does kind of drive home the point, because this guy ends up telling, like, a story about how, like, this place only hires women. Like, women are the ones that are in charge of everything. And that's why, like, this other dude, the doctor guy, was also up for a promotion at this part. But it ends up going to the woman. And that is right. Where is it? It's right here. It's like she gets the promotion, not him. But you come to find out, and I'll touch on this in I believe it's the next episode or so. But I'll touch on why it is primarily the women that are the ones that are getting promoted over the men. It's kind of messed up, but it's also kind of where the world is at in this place. Maybe this is why the world is at, why it is where it is in this place. So with all that being said, appreciate you watching. Subscribe to the channel for the remaining 4 episodes. With that being said, see you in tomorrow's video. So thank you.